Today we got to ride our MT09 2020 on a beautiful, absolutely beautiful fall day. It started out being in the high 30s, wound up almost in the 50s by the end of the day. It was just a cool, crisp, autumn leaves, Indian summer. I don't know what the right word for this is, but we're enjoying every chance we get, every ride, every minute we can get out on the MT09. Every once in a while I stumble upon something on YouTube that really I think is super interesting. Last night I was watching, of course watching windy videos, and up comes a thing about the history of the Chrysler cars that they made with turbine engines, with jet engines. And it's like a 20-minute video. It just captivated me. How cool. And Jay Leno still has one of these cars. If you're bored, and you're probably bored if you're watching my video, so if you're really bored, check that out, the Chrysler turbine jet cars. There's a guy who tells the history and documented. Super interesting. But we don't have a jet motorcycle in our collection because Luciano hasn't been able to find one on Craigslist yet. So Luciano, get out there and check one. We need a jet-powered R1 or something. What I need is the Fountain of Youth. Anyway, it's a beautiful fall day. I'm up before the chickens. Of course, we have no more chickens. We have no more farm. We're down to having nothing. Get up in the morning, have coffee, and out the door. It's the life of a non-farmer. Anyway, it is a beautiful fall day. We're going to try to get a nice ride, and I hope you're going to enjoy sharing it with us. So, of course, we start off each day with having to move some of the jet turbine cars around. But the truth is, every time I stumble upon something interesting, I talk to other people that have the similar interests that I have, similar passions. And a lot of them don't know about it. And I've watched a lot of Jay Leno stuff. I never did see the turbine car. And it hooks up to an ordinary torque flight transmission. And now I had a 60 Dodge convertible with a torque flight transmission, but no jet engine, believe me. So because I'm not Jay Leno, I got to move some bikes around, get the bikes ready, move the cars around. There's just an endless supply of stuff when you have a small garage. And I really do need a bigger garage. Now, one final check of the weather, and they're definitely predicting leaves will still be falling. We are still in the middle of this beautiful season of ride. Still some beautiful scenic backdrops. I have no idea how long it's going to last, but we'll take every one we can. And I'm already dreaming about all those modifications that I want to make over the winter. The wheels, the extra carbon parts, the windshield. It's all coming. And our Michelin 5s are wearing like iron. I just can't believe how good they're wearing. And they are some grippy tires. I'm very impressed how, so far anyway. I'll probably get a flat later today. Okay, boys, it's time to fill out my income tax. What should I declare for bird seeds this year? And this is the last of the tomatoes from KARYN's garden this year. One final cup of coffee. The porch is calling. So think about this. What a great place to have a cup of coffee before you head out for a ride. Check out some of the leaves in the neighborhood, which KARYN and I both enjoy this time of season. Sitting out here with a cup of coffee, and we still have our pumpkin out on the porch. We need that 09 pumpkin, MT09. Time to ride. Now, Yamaha, when they designated the MT, MT, of course, means maximum torque. And they've carried that theme through with this bike. What makes this bike fun to ride is the torque down low and the ability to just be in any gear and open that throttle. It's really special. And all the torque in the world isn't really usable if you don't have a good traction control. Now, this is the only bike I have that has traction control. This is the only one I have full confidence in when the roads really get a little slippery, or when I get a little on the razor edge here and I want to push it a little bit. It's the only bike, and I see that traction control light come on. It spoils you having it, believe me. Now, I did order a windshield from China. It's not here yet, but it's one of the things I'm thinking I might want to put on the winter months. Maybe I'll want to leave it on all the time. I don't know till I get it. But there were so many options for this front end that I just didn't think were appropriate for me. And I don't know if even this one from China is going to be it, or if I have to make my own. We'll see. Now, Carl made a good point on the ride we went with him up on the other side of the Hudson and with Michelle. He made a really good point at the end of the ride that it was great riding with the bikes. All three of the bikes we rode had stock quiet mufflers on them, and we were just slinking like stealth bombers in and out, and you don't draw any attention, even from homeowners. Where do all these leaves go when they all become soil again? It's just amazing. And whatever color they all wind up being brown in the end. And to dust they shall return. Now, this is the only bike in my collection that has ABS, and in the beginning I thought, yeah, I don't really need ABS, and Jose tried to talk me into it, that you need it. And well, you know, now that I have it, and 3 or 4 times we've had incidents where I need it, boy, does it work great. I would never buy another bike without ABS. Now, almost everywhere I rode today, and I had an extra hour and I used it to get some extra miles everywhere I went. Beautiful leaves changing, just absolutely spectacular backdrops, and still some leaves, still some slippery spots on the road, but nothing we can't deal with all the features on this bike. And the biggest one of all, the bike didn't come with a quick shifter. It's a plug-in accessory you have to buy from Yamaha. Plugs in. I made a video of how to do it, a couple hours the most. Very easy to do. But once you have a bike with a quick shifter, boy, do you get spoiled in a hurry. It's like living next door to a Dairy Queen. Now the R1 that I have, the 209, has the mode features. You can change the mode and change your throttle quickness and everything. And they're all pretty useful for their own thing. It is on the MT09, the A setting for me is just a little quick and frisky on the back road. So I almost always leave it in standard mode. Now all summer they've had some of these roads blocked off. They've been repaving them. They've been chewing them up. Some of them there were detours, and I was dealing with it for a big part of the summer. But now I think they're basically 99% done. And the roads that they've repaved, they've done a super job. I mean, they have made some of these roads just as smooth as any road I've ever ridden on. And one thing I've been monitoring since I got the Michelin 5s is the wear patterns, the edge wear on them, and different things, because I was really disappointed with some of the tires I've bought over the years that have worn the edges out but not the middle, or worn the middle without the edges. These seem like the best compromise ever. Now, all of the last few rides I've been riding, I've just been itching to start working on, and it's a little bit early to even be thinking about it, but I have a couple of ideas for making little carbon fiber parts for this from scratch. I have that windshield in my mind, and of course the big one, the silver wheels, and the parts I want to paint blue, and I've already got the paint. So all those projects are ready to go. It's almost like life without people. Once you get off the main road, it's just so different. And I really am very lucky. Being able to pick the time of the day I want to ride, I avoid the rush hour, I avoid the times that the roads that I know they're going to be crowded. And on these back roads, there's almost nobody, even in rush hour. What a great place to ride. This just couldn't be better. Very low traffic today, extremely low traffic. And most of the time when I'm riding in this area, and There are no traffic lights, of course. And if I see cars coming the other way, it's very, very rare. And of course, there's a big safety factor in that. That if there's no car coming the other way, that about 50% avoids the chance that somebody's going to be texting and drive into you. Well, the lakes are nice and calm this morning. Nobody's swimming at all. Guess not. 39 degrees this morning when I left the house. Maybe it'll be ice skating soon. This turned out to be a long day, about an hour longer than I usually have to ride, but I took advantage of the fact it was a wonderful day and I did have the time. And what I really appreciate is it doesn't look like that seat would be that comfortable. That seat is really a comfortable seat. For the ergonomics, the bars, with a little bit lowered on the front end, the ergonomics on this bike for me are just perfect. Now I know some people like to go on long rides, some people like to go on short rides. Some people like to go to their local pub and lay one back, but boy, this is the joy of motorcycling right here. Back roads, fall weather, and a great bike. What a combo. And being young. But even on a long day like today was, and on a very enjoyable day, there's always that time where you have to turn the bike around, head back, and you know you're going to have that boring ride on Route 80, but there's nothing you can do about it. That is if you want to get home and have a cup of coffee with KARYN. I know she'll have the lunch ready when I get there, and I know the first thing I'll be heading for that coffee cup. It was a little chilly, but I don't even care. It was a super day. Just another really nice day. I just couldn't picture having nicer weather than this, a nicer place to ride, nicer bike. Thank you, KARYN. And of course, good friends to share the ride with. Let's hope you're one of them anyway. And it looks like our Indian summer is going to continue for a while. You never know. You never know. We had years where it snowed on Halloween. And I mean, we're way past Halloween now, so I don't know. We're going to take advantage of every possible day we can ride. Because once that winter gets here and it snows and it gets salty, riding is minimal, and then we're going to start working on bikes every day. So if you're new to our channel, we do try to post up a new video every day. One of the things we do try is to ride all our bikes and ride the wheels off them. Shoot some video so we can share it with our friends. And thank you to YouTube for all the people that share the adventures of life. And I've learned so much, even that Chrysler thing about the turbine cars. What a wonderful thing it is that we have YouTube, because without that, there's a lot of things in life I would have missed. And anyway, KARYN, thank you always for the MT09. It has exceeded my wildest dream. It just couldn't be a better bike, better suited to me. So if you enjoyed the video, I hope you share it with your friends. And of course, I hope, most of all, that we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks again for watching.